Hey everyone. Welcome back to Slow Sewing Sundays. As always, I am your host, Raven. um, yep, so last week, I was just basically fangirling over the new space. Everything's cleaned up. To me, I can hear like just a wee bit of an echo, and that's literally just because it's a little more bare in here. It's a little more, spacious and whatnot in here. So that's a great thing. Um, Also, though, since I have changed things around, naturally, I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, what to show in my background. Now I'm actually showing this monitor, which I honestly didn't want it in my background today. What I actually showed on the cover of this video, the cover photo on this video, is kind of what I wanted to or kind of, be in the shot. But I'm also realizing, and I thought about it beforehand, but it didn't work out like I thought because of basically where the window is placed. When I tried to just show like my sewing machine without like the monitor in the background, it was just really blown out. It was just a lot of it was just too bright. Which is honestly not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing when I'm working in here, by myself. But as far as like being on camera, it is a little odd and distracting and hard for the camera to focus. So, not a big deal. Also, I'm actually straddling a little bit because I'm trying to make sure that I'm in the shot. Because if I stand straight up, I'm kind of cutting myself off. So I'm whatever. Things that no one cares about. So anyway, yeah, mostly on this video. Basically, since this year has started, I have not just overall. I haven't been sewing too much. The now I did go really hard for DC Frogtails, so I was doing a lot of sewing for that. But other than that, like some of my own other projects, I haven't really been getting them off the ground much. But honestly, that was part of the purpose of doing these Sundays was just that, what, even if I didn't do everything that I had planned or thought about doing during the week, if I can just do a little something on Sunday, I will feel, good about myself. I mean, I'm going to feel good about myself regardless for the most part. But yeah. So I Ooh, that's looking dim. Again, I feel like I'm just kind of working against the light. But also, I guess it is kind of a darker fabric, but for me, this is like my transition project, like, because we are going into spring. It's not feeling like spring outside right now. It's still like in the 30s. I guess right now it is 45, but it's still chilly. But I'm over it. I'm over it, I tell you. So, um, I just feel like I should start, um, sewing accordingly, especially as slow as I go. I should actually start probably on summer things. Actually, I should probably just start working on next winter right now. It actually wouldn't probably be a bad idea to start a coat, like working on a coat or something like nowish, just to, do little by little. I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not feeling that. So, um, I don't recall where I put um, the pattern cover, but the actual pattern cover of the sewing pattern. But if you can see that, yeah, like the longer dress version, because it's also a blouse and then like a tunic and then like a full on dress. So that's the one that I'm working on in this fabric. I think I don't remember anymore because time is a construct that I don't know. Uh, so I don't recall anymore if I actually started this last year. But yeah, doesn't matter. We're trying to finish it this year. It won't be finished this month. This is basically the end of the month, but it will be finished hopefully in March. Um, if I still lived in Texas, the weather's probably already pretty good right now in the South, for the most part. But yeah, by the time March hits, is usually feeling fantastic, like in Texas. But I'm an East Coast girl now, and they just don't. That's not what's happening up here. I feel like the weather doesn't really start breaking in, feeling like really like spring until like April, probably mid-April, and really start feeling good till like May, and then I think July is when it starts getting kind of blazing hot. But whatever. So yeah, I don't recall. So, okay, so this is where I'm at on this pattern, because this is a pattern that I had started. Don't recall exactly when I started it. I kind of feel like it was possibly before the new year. Um, yeah, because I think I remember working on this project before I was flying home for Christmas in my jammies. So yeah, so this is a project from a while back. So there are some main pieces that you can't see in the camera, um, but that I've already cut out, and then here's some other remaining pieces. I basically have about half of the pieces cut out. So there's about four more pieces that I need to cut out, and that's what I'm going to work on today. So this will just be mostly just like working on the prep of this. It will not be doing any assembly, which is honestly fine, because it's actually really kind of hard for me to, unless I commit the steps to memory or have done this pattern a couple times, which this is my first time doing the pattern. It's really hard for me to like work on it, talk to you guys, and just know where I'm at. I don't have to take a lot of breaks just reading, which isn't a bad deal. Honestly, I leave these vlogs open like that. Sometimes, I'm super talkative, or sometimes, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm just a little more quiet, which I don't even know if that's ever happened yet on this yet. But I'm just saying that's a possibility. I'm kind of leaving these slow sewing Sundays open for stuff like that. But yeah, so I essentially have not prepped anything. I've literally just brought the table back out, put this set up here, figured I would try something, and then just on camera being like, all right, well, I'm gonna just lay these pattern pieces out. And I never know what I'm gonna say. I don't script these things, I just start going. So okay, with all that being said, this is a rayon, by the way. Definitely a love hate with this type of fabric, because I just feel like after a couple washes, which I think it's supposed to be, I think you're definitely supposed to take more care of rayon, especially when you're washing it. I just get so lazy when it comes to like fabric care. I just really just want to throw things in the wash and just, let them dry, and then, I wear it again. But I have learned over the years that rayon can just seem really fussy, kind of. It's a little more delicate, and I should be treating it as such. Also, saying all of that to say, when you're laying it out and all that type of stuff, it's such a kind of a creepy, crawly, light fabric. So I want to make sure. So anyway, because I've kind of put this away for a minute, it's gotten kind of wrinkly again. So I guess I'll just take out my little iron and my little board, and that's where I'll start. So just a second, I'm gonna go grab those things. All right, so my little ironing board, my little trusty iron. So I will get that heated up and also put on the other camera view. Wish I could do that now. Okay. But enough about me and my problems, my not non-existent sewing issues. How are y'all? And I realize that nobody's in the chat right now. Honestly, also too as I'm always shocked if anybody's ever live in the comments because again, it's Sunday. It's just still part of everybody's weekend, but it's just the best time for me to do something like this. And also too, I just feel like I'm not exactly. I've been very consistent doing these. However, as far as like timing goes, like this is actually pretty early for me doing this at like 3 p.m. Eastern time. So um, no one knows when to catch me, even if they wanted to. All right, and no tea for me today. Well, actually, I've already had tea, so I was like, I don't feel like doing that again. So I did not. All right. All right, so while that's warming up, I'm going to start getting the fabric kind of laid out. Yeah, that's perfect. That looks like a nice little shot. I feel like somehow the light is working better on the tabletop than it is like in the direction that I was like holding up. So that's nice. Um, I think I'm sure it'll be fine, but I'm gonna just go ahead and iron it from the back side because I'm sure it won't do anything to the color, but I think the thing I do love about rayons, they're always so vivid. I'm always looking for things with like, really good punchy color. Um, because especially I for the most part, if I were to be like, what level I would rate myself as a person who sews. Okay, so I mean, admittedly, I don't sew like it's my job. Um, I'm very much a hobby sewist. I think I think sometimes I tell myself that I want to do this like all the time, but realistically that doesn't happen. So as somebody who dabbles but has done it for quite a while, I would probably say I'm kind of at more of an advanced level. I would not call myself an expert, but I would definitely say, you know, advanced for sure. I've done my share of some blazers and some, coat jackets and things like that, and finally did some jeans. And I think, when you kind of get to doing projects like that, I feel like you should definitely call yourself intermediate plus for sure. So I would definitely say more advanced um, at this point. Like I feel like I could teach a good class, and I could probably teach a solid, at least introductory college level, course for sure. I don't know why I started talking about that actually. Ooh, this mind. But that's okay. So, when I do kind of start getting into the swing of things, like even this, 'cause so much of sewing is not actually sewing in the moment, like not at the machine. It's a lot of, prepping, laying out, planning, um, sourcing materials or stuff, um, that kind of thing. Because of all of that, but when I start, doing some of this stuff, it makes me feel like, oh yeah, like, it makes me want to, I don't know, it makes me wish, definitely had longer weekends and that I had, started. But this was a pretty, like, kind of busy weekend for me. But honestly, the weekends just aren't really long. So I feel like I can only kind of get one or two things in anyway. Um, and, like, later on, I'm going to be making dinner, possibly, doing some laundry late. And then after all of that, it's pretty much time to go to bed and start the week. So it's just really hard to get, all my wish list in. But like if I could, I feel like I would definitely want to focus on more, um, definitely more dresses. I want to do a swimsuit this year because I would like to get more into swimming this year. And when I say more into it, I mean learn, like properly learn. I did learn as a kid. I think I was an older, just a little older. I wasn't a baby, learning how to swim. I know that much. Um, but when I was little, like 4, I guess, I remember I had an instance where I was at the pool and I remember stepping to the edge of the pool and looking in and being like, I can do this. And I stepped in, jumped in, and I could not do that. So I was actually drowning, and there was a older boy that was also swimming. It was at a swimming pool, like a community pool, and he saved me. But because there would have been no Raven if not for him. Uh, but I also kind of mentioned that because it just kind of, I remember that. You know what I mean? I was young, but I remember that, and it just kind of really made me afraid of the water. And then I remember my mom put me in lessons. I think I was a little older, maybe 7 or 8. I could be wrong. She's gonna watch this later, so she can probably fact check me later. But I just remember I was a kid when I learned, so by then I was just really already scared. So I remember passing the class or whatever, and I could do basic, like I can doggy paddle, I can do the things to like save my life. But as far as like, I just want to be the person that I've seen many times when I go on vacation, where we're on a boat and these people are just, the boat like kind of docks like in the ocean or wherever we're at, and then these people just start jumping, you know off of the boat into the water and just start swimming. And I'm just like, I just wish I could be that person. And they don't have like a, I don't know, I still think if it's open water like that, you should probably be wearing like a life vest or something. But I could just tell they're just enjoying, and I just really want to get to that point. I guess I'm also at the point where like I'm just tired of being like scared of certain things. Swimming is definitely one of them. Um, and it's funny because I started rowing last year, and and when we're rowing out there on the boat, we're actually not wearing any like life vest or anything. And you would think I would be terrified, but I'm kind of okay. I guess I just don't really think about it. It feels pretty stable, but I also think like, okay, but if I go in the water like this, I feel like I know of at least a couple techniques to like keep myself, up. I don't know how I got on this topic, but I think I just started talking about goals for the year, and that's one of them. Oh, because I started talking about I started talking about what I wanted to make, and I mentioned a swimsuit. I think I just started spiraling. So yeah, swimsuit. I would love to make another pair of jeans. I haven't made another pair of jeans since that jeans making workshop, which was great. It was expensive, but it was really good. Um, and again, it's just going on that like tangent I go on about like just sewing in a group of people, and it was fantastic. And I still wear those jeans to this day. I don't know what it is about like when I personally buy jeans, which isn't often, but when I do, I just like knowing that there's a bit of stretch in them. But I think classic jeans usually, you know, you are, um, there's no stretch, and we use this cotton denim with like the indigo still in it. So even to this day, I've washed them plenty of times, and so they shrink a little bit over time, and they are a little tight at times. um, but like I know like the first at least five good washes, like you would touch your jeans and you'd wash your hands and you'd still like see the blue a little bit, and that's still kind of the case. So, and that's fine. But I think like um, I want to do some that probably fit me a little bit better now. Because you know how jeans are. And also, that was like a darker wash, and now that we're getting into, I feel like I've probably already done this part. We're gonna get into like the lighter months. I want to do like some lighter denims. I want to maybe do some like fun colors. I want maybe like a purple denim or like what I mean, like maybe a neon something. I don't know. Just take advantage of the fact that I can sew. Like, why would I make all boring things that I can buy when we have this superpower um, called sewing. So yeah. Um, this is, I don't know what it is about like putting a camera on myself and a mic near my mouth where I'm just like, hey, let's get some stuff done. Because this is something I've been needing to do clearly for some months now, and it's so easy to do it right now. I think I'm just not really thinking about it. I'm just doing it, which I need to do more of that in my life too. So, but yeah, rayon, love it, but hate it. Um, I love the weight of it when I'm wearing it. I don't really necessarily love the weight of it when I'm making stuff with it. But I think that's what I was also going to mention, that thing I about rayon is, they usually have just, the most beautiful, colors or, captured on this substrate. And, it's so thin and flowy and airy. So, and even though, okay, that's what it is. Even though I would say I'm more of an advanced sewist, I really like to do kind of, easy, elegant patterns. You can, I guess when I say easy, I just mean things that are simpler, that don't necessarily have like a super whole lot of pieces, because I just think that like you can make things that are elegant, that are very unique, but don't necessarily have to have like a million zippers or like all these darts or whatever. But like you can make very nice and unique things but they're simple. And I think those are some of my favorite kind of patterns. Um, Honestly, and then if you have something that, depending on the style of something, if I feel like if I think the style is like really unique, maybe it's like something that's like asymmetrical and it's something with the shape of the garment, that's probably something you want to showcase. So to me, like that's when I would have a fabric that's like a little more simple, or a fabric that maybe is like solid or something. I don't know why I'm getting all out of breath all of a sudden. Um, but when you have a pattern that's just maybe kind of boxy or something that's simple, that's when I really like to take advantage of like colors and print, because you're taking something that looks quote unquote simple, but like, you're really like jazzing it up and like making it one of a kind, not with its design, but with its, you know, the character of the fabric, whether that be in color, um, or whether that be in the pattern on the fabric, or both. So saying this to say that to me this is a very simple pattern. It's very kind of classic, and I think if I love wearing some black, and I wear black a lot. But if I were to wear black in this, I just think it would be a waste. Whereas like, because of the simplicity of the pattern, putting like this like busy kind of dark floral, it just automatically makes it interesting. I guess time will really tell if this is correct once I really make it, but I think I think that's right. So yeah, definitely. Oh, another thing that I really want to make, and I've wanted to make for so long. I think jeans have always been on the list to make, but they've also. I think it's not very. I think it's not uncommon that a lot of people who sew will be like, "Oof, I kind of just steer clear of pants," um, because you're just inviting a bunch of usually like fit things that you have to deal with. Whereas like a dress or something, usually you can get away with not as many pieces, definitely not as long to put together, and usually like a fitting issue is just not going to be as drastic. Although let me not say that, because like I don't have to deal with like doing like a full bust adjustment or anything, and I so I can't speak for that. But like, yeah, like doing like pants always seem like a quite a feat. Um, and blazers. I want because I love the look of like a blazer with like a simple shirt underneath and jeans. I just think that's like a classic look to me. When I think of that, I think of like maybe like if you want to, I guess, go for like maybe the French, woman, chic kind of look. But I mean, even if you go beyond that, I think of like somebody like Sade, just something very classic. But the thing about it is like, I want to just do really interesting blazers. And I usually feel like people just kind of have like, okay, I have a black one and a navy blue one and maybe like a camel colored one or whatever. And it's like, no, if I know how to sew, I want to be able to just make like all the things, like I think I feel like, I can't speak for everybody. I feel like a lot of people just don't really think about like, well, if I'm gonna drop money on a blazer, why would I drop it on one that is like Um, has like a really complicated or really like wild and whatever pattern, but those are the blazers that I would want. But like those blazers also like usually cost like a lot. So um yeah, I want a lot of those. A lot of just really cool blazers, and then I could just wear whatever tank or whatever it is underneath, or t-shirt that could be basic, or bodysuit, whatever. Um, with jeans, that'd be fantastic. Anywho, okay, so I did it. Let's see here. All right, so going to fold it up again, selvage to selvage, in half. So we can lay the final pieces out, because to be honest, um, I just feel like the assembly of this really shouldn't take too long, just because there really aren't many pieces. It's just, I think probably the longest part is the part that I'm doing. All right. So I think I've laid it out to the best of my abilities in this moment. Um, so the four pieces that I have, um, oops, that I have that I'm gonna put on here. It's the front ruffle, which I have to cut one on the fold. Okay. Cut one for neck binding Probably gonna cut two, since this is folded over. um, this is also another ruffle, a back ruffle. Okay, so these are easy pieces. And then another one on the fold. This is the dress front. Cool. Oh, so basically all of these are on the fold. Yeah. Okay. Except for the neck binding one. Okay. I will say on true bias patterns, I do really appreciate that. Like, I don't like when a pattern is like, okay, just cut out this much of bias binding. I'm like, could you just include the piece that just shows how long it'll have to be? Like, don't leave this up to me. Don't leave me hanging. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna lead, just tell me. Just tell me what I need to do. So anyway, she always includes those pieces, and I just love her for that. Just love her for that. That's also like usually why I really like indie patterns so much. I just really like how kind of everybody has their own little style. It's like it's like as if everybody has their own way they, tell a story or author the thing, and create it. And oh man, this piece looks like it needs to. Nope, it's fine. Relax. I was about to be like, do I need to iron out these pattern pieces too? But just cut it out. Just pin it. Yeah, but they're also different. But I think most people that have created indie patterns we've all suffered with the big four or big five patterns, or big four rather. So they everybody usually does a really good job of with the directions. And then if not, thankfully the sewing community gets in there and is like, hey, this is how I did this. So, or when you get to this step, this is what you should do. Okay. Cool. This is good. This is exciting because, again, this is just something I just wasn't working on. But this, just doing this little, what? It's been like almost 40 minutes. But just doing this is like, it's good. Oh. Sorry. I realize you're not checking out what I'm doing. Oof. Ah! Mayday. Alright. Well, I'm just pinning something over here. I'll be back over there. Probably need to invest in one of those cameras that like truly just follow you wherever you are. It ain't easy being like your own like cameraman. and the doer and all that. I feel like you have to wear a lot of hats to do some of this stuff. Kind of be your own tech somebody. There's a lot going on. Oops. Okay. I did forget that I'm a slow pinner. So there's that. Welcome back to Peaceful Sewing, where you just sit here and watch me sew or pin things and not say anything. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Let's see. Can we get. Okay. Whoop. It's a shame so this thing ain't. Hey girl. Hey mama. I like how she like makes up a little name, but I always know that's you. I don't know why I feel like I've just been punching the air all day and I'm just exhausted. I'm like, whatever. It's really close to this. Gonna move it over just a smidge. I forget how like meditative sewing can kind of be, you know, when you get into it. Like I've definitely seen some people that will like it's impressive to see people like sew really fast and they just like, you know, whip whip whip, cut, sew, but it's like, do is that how I want to do it? Absolutely not. Like I not like that. Not like that. I will say that also part of the reason why I'm being a little quieter is because I'm away from the mic. Um, on some of these other pins, and like it's just not worth it. I mean, I could yell, but like, why? You know, there's nothing that I have that important to say right now. I'm just adjusting the camera a bit because I'm uh, laying out the bias, bleh, the neck binding, which is cut on the bias. So this is like, of course, I did not consult the layout, the pattern layout thing, but this is like I feel like a perfect place to put this. So yeah, gonna just put it here. If you guys wanted to see that. Okay, one more piece to go. Okay, this is on the this is gonna be on the farthest um open area away from the mic. So I'm gonna give you all the silent treatment again, but I'm gonna spin. I hope. Yeah, spin this around so you can see where I put it. Stuck myself. Oh no. Okay, on my feed it looks like the other camera stopped, and I think that may be the case. Okay, and I don't know why exactly. Okay. Well, I tell you what, I was really on a roll, but that's okay. Like, clearly I can keep doing this on my own. But yeah, so basically, I am on the last piece, penning the last piece, which is awesome. Um, yeah, so making progress, even a little bit is always progress. So yeah, so I will stop the feed there. It's about an hour anyway, and that's as much as I will hopefully ever, knock on wood, bore y'all with, is like an hour of your time. So anyway, good stuff, good episode. You on the next one, I may be again trying to figure it out. So maybe I will change up the camera view. I'm not really exactly loving that. We're just staring at my computer monitor. So maybe like the backdrop will be the bookshelf or something. I don't know. We'll see. Anywho, hey, enjoy the rest of your weekend or whatever day it is that you're watching this. And hey, thanks for watching. As always, I stuck myself with the pen. That's what actually made me look up and realize that you guys couldn't see anything anymore. Anywho, have a good one. Again, thanks for watching, and as always, happy sewing. Take it easy, y'all. Bye bye.